Do you want to know about the 5 simple nutrition strategies that can help you improve your overall health? If yes, watch this video till the end because you will get to know about the 5 simple strategies which can help you improve your health drastically, and you can do everything on your own. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is another session of Wellness Mastery Project and my name is Naveen Sharma. Today's guest is a dietitian, a child nutritionist and a certified diabetes educator. She quit her corporate job to live her passion for helping people become healthier with nutrition and diet. She has been featured on various online health portals, travel magazines, health magazines, and newspapers like Deccan Herald. She believes that the nourishment is the key for a happy life, and hence her approach is very holistic in nature. She focuses on healthy eating habits, balanced nutrition intake, lifestyle modification practices, and a healthy mindset. So make sure you have your pen and notebooks ready because you have a lot to learn from her right now. So now please help me in welcoming our today's guest, dietitian and founder of Nutrition Tattva, Ranjani Raman. Hi Ranjani, how are you doing?
Hi Naveen, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for taking our time to come on the show. It really means a lot. It's a pleasure and honor to have you right now with us here.
Thank you so much for the invite, Naveen. I look forward.
Great. Awesome, Ranjani. So we've already decided, that we'll be talking a lot about diet and nutrition, which will help people take their health to the next level. But before that, I know your journey is very inspiring. You have been in the corporates for a long time and then you turned from a corporate professional to a dietitian and a nutritionist. So I would really request you to, share your story. How did it all start? And what motivated you to, leave your corporate job and get into this field?
Basically, I was, I had studied nutrition and I was a qualified dietitian even then. So I think that is what was constantly telling me that I should do something in what I studied, so that was there at the subconscious mind, I would say. As much as I loved the corporate job and I learned a lot, I definitely give a lot of credit to my corporate job, today. And, it did take a strong call, to shift from a corporate job to an independent professional. So one thing that really drove me till today and is still driving me is the happiness, I think the joy you get or the satisfaction you get by making a difference in a person's life. I think that is what drives you and also pushes you, and you're making a positive impact in somebody's life and giving them the nutritional information which a lot of people are confused about today in the overall internet world. So I think that is what really drives me, and the recognition which you receive is more heart to heart rather than like a corporate kind of recognition. And I think that's what really feels good. It's more like you feel like you're living a life out of purpose. So that is the shift, like just like every entrepreneur. I think that's why we shift, because we want to do something with our life and work for ourselves. So that is the biggest reason I took a shift, and I think there is no regret at all. It's been about 8 years now and I really enjoy this journey.
Wow, awesome. And I'm sure that you must have put in a lot of hard work, because the transition initially it is actually very difficult, because I've also transitioned from being a corporate guy to a wellness coach. And yeah. I'm sure what you're talking actually makes a world of a sense, because there is actually nothing more better in terms of doing something which actually gives you fulfillment as well, and you are helping people. So awesome. Exactly. I can really relate to what you're telling just now. Awesome, great. Yeah. So let's dive into today's the technical information. And to start with, I would ask you one fact which I also tell a lot of people, and a lot of people also talk about it. There is a lot of hype also about it. So how much is it true, or what do you think about it? When it comes to losing weight, everybody says that losing weight is 80% what you eat and only 15 to 20% is what you exercise. So there is a less weightage given to exercise and a lot more weightage given to the nutrition. What do you say about it? How do you see it as a nutritionist or a dietitian?
I think I totally agree with this statement because we do see a lot of people, who put in. There are two kinds of people, right? We have one set of people who work out for about 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, but don't make much difference in their eating pattern. And then we have another set of people who probably work out only about 30-45 minutes, but make a lot of changes in their eating patterns. And the results are very, very evident in the second group of people because, food does play a huge role. So for me, I think exercise is definitely important to complement your diet, to speeden up what you're doing, and to also improve your metabolism, to probably to kind of increase your circulation, and of course to give you happy hormones. Like we always talk about exercise making you happy. Like if you have those hormones secreting, the basic components of those hormones are nutrients. So for me, nutrients is what your body is made up of, and based on which your body is functioning, and exercise just speeds up. So definitely if you make at least about 60% of changes in your food and bring in some activity, it does play a huge role. As much as both are important and both are complementing each other, I definitely would agree that nutrition plays a huge role compared to exercise, and both has to be incorporated. So it's not saying that exercise is not important, but definitely food plays a huge role.
Okay, great. So I think that answer really helps a lot of people, because I'm sure this is a kind of a fact which people understand, that what they eat actually has a lot more importance. But many a times this kind of become excuse that okay, it's okay not to do the exercise. But great, thank you so much for encouraging people to exercise as well, and make sure that they are actually on a proper nutrition, so that the journey is a bit more holistic and give you long lasting results.
Yes,
awesome. Great,
yeah.
Ranjani. So here, I would lead to my, another question. See, now as we know that there is a lot of importance of the diet and nutrition that we, eat on a daily basis. Now, if you Google out, like today we are living in an age of information. So everything is out there on Google. You just have to, take an effort, go out, search something on Google. And now if you type in anything about diet, you will see hundreds of different theories, philosophies around diet and nutrition. There are different sort of types of diets. So in this information age wherein it's so overwhelming, there are so much of information, how does one person understand, whether it's a male or female, anybody, how does that person understand which sort of a diet is good for them, what suits them, how can they understand a little bit? I'm sure they can work with an expert for sure, but on their own, what is it that they can look at in their life and understand, okay, this is what is good for them?
Yeah, I think it's a very important question that we need to address, because there is a lot of information, and that is what is making people confused today rather than giving them clarity. I think I come across people who try different diets every week, and then they come up with nutrition deficiencies, or probably get into extreme situations because they're following all kind of fads or any kind of tips that is given on the internet and stuff like that. But the most important part is that we should first understand our body type and then work accordingly. That's the first rule, and not to go by any kind of the fad diets or any kind of shortcut results or anything that gives you quick results, because those are more generic and may not be made specifically for you. That is the second thing. And the third thing is also to not opt for all these products or meal replacements or supplements and quick fixes. I think that's again something which I'm very strong about, because you never know how your body is going to react to it, or how your body is going to accept that particular products or that is in the market. So that's another thing. So first and foremost, it's also about understanding your body type, how it accepts certain foods. Just because somebody followed a GM diet and got results doesn't mean you can follow it and you can get results too. Your body will not respond like you expect it to. It may, even if it may respond, there may be other deficiencies that you may have or other side effects that you may have. So it's very important that you first understand your eating patterns, your lifestyle, your food choices, and your heredity, your culture. A lot of factors come into picture, and then make modifications from there to make it much more healthier. So that is how we also work with clients, because it's very important to keep the base, the foundation the same, and still make modifications around that rather than going into extreme kind of diets. So we do have cases every day. We are seeing on the on Google how much people are coming up with side effects. There are deaths because people have tried out extreme diets. So this is a very saddening situation. So we definitely recommend people not to get too influenced by what's on the media, because there are a lot of news. Today somebody would say green tea is good. Tomorrow a research will come saying green tea is bad. So you really don't know how good it is. So it is always better to verify and go by research based, and also make adjustments that suit your body type rather than just copy paste or doing anything that somebody else is doing, your friends or maybe somebody in some colleague is doing. So that's not the right approach at all. So it has to be very individual specific and something which your body can accept. That is more important.
Wow, that's quite insightful. In fact, I like the idea, it basically talks about one size fits all is a myth here, because one diet might work for one person but might not work for the other person. So if you are watching, whoever is watching this video right now, here is the lesson from this whole thing. There would be possibilities, that people will come and tell, okay, this diet has worked for me, but it might not work for you. So the recommendation here is look for something which your body suits to best, and your body, what suits your body the best, and that's how you can continue to go ahead. And also don't get into the trap of media, because it's all about marketing from the big companies. As Ms. Ranjani has mentioned, today they'll come up and say that green tea is good for you, but tomorrow there could be another research, that there is something else which is better for you. And it's all about the different products that they want to market. So make sure you use your brain and understand your body. How does it feel when you eat or drink something? And automatically you'll get to know whether it is right or wrong for you. So keep going ahead, on your journey of health, and improve it again and again on a daily basis. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Ranjani. Let's move ahead to the next question. We have actually promised all our viewers that you will be sharing 5 simple nutrition strategies that people can apply in their home to become a better version of themselves in terms of their health. So what are those 5 nutrition strategies, and how can people apply them? Please throw some light on that.
Okay, so again, these are strategies that I have also come up based on the clients that I've seen, based on different people, based on the last few years of experience in this field. And I think the most important thing to know is that to become healthy, you don't need to be sophisticated. This is the first thing I tell people. You don't have to have extreme diets. You don't have to do some, extreme workouts. You don't have to do. You don't have to do it. You don't have to put in that much of effort, basically. So when I see a lot of people coming and telling me that they followed the most toughest diets, there are people who just lived on watermelon for about a week. I would tell them, you have really done something extreme, and I don't think anything else is difficult than this. Because sometimes it's all about knowing that it is about simple strategies, and that's what I always believed and told people. Keep nutrition very simple. So keeping this as the base, or probably the tagline, I would say there are 5 things that each one can try to incorporate in their daily habits, and definitely their health can get better. So the first thing is about water. So that is the most major nutrient, I would say, because a lot of people don't drink enough water today. So that is very, very shocking sometimes. We have had people saying that they drink only half a glass of water a day, and we have had people who say they drink about 7-8 liters of water a day. There are extremes, but yes, water plays a huge role. And a lot of medical issues, a lot of gut issues basically that we're seeing today in terms of acidity, gastritis, IBS, food allergies, food intolerance, so not allergies, intolerance. A lot of this is also because they're probably not having enough water. So the first strategy we tell people is have at least about 3 liters of water a day on a rough scale. It may vary from person to person depending on their weight, but on a roughly about 3 liters of water every day. This allows you to use the nutrients better, and your nutrients travel better, it's circulated better in your body, and you don't have to again go on a very sophisticated detox program or anything, right? You just have to cleanse your body every day, and that's as simple as that. So the first strategy I would really talk about is definitely incorporating water. That itself makes a huge difference.
Ranjani, I would request you for one more thing here. Could you please also tell our audience and viewers that how much water one should take on a daily basis? What's the quantity that they should look for on a daily basis, which is good enough for them to become healthier?
Yeah, a normal recommendation for a normal healthy adult is at least about 2 to 3 liters. It's like it's a rough figure I'm giving. But if someone has been drinking only half a liter a day, then we tell them to gradually spike it rather than increasing at one shot, so that your body gets used to it. And someone who's drinking too much water also we reduce sometimes, because sometimes if you're used to drinking about 5-6 liters of water, then it's fine because your body is adjusted to it. But just because you are told to drink more water, I have had cases where people have drank at least about 5-6 liters of water a day, and their potassium levels went really low. And it really resulted in giddiness and stuff like that. So even water, if taken more, can be dangerous. So it's always better to keep it very moderate, like about 3 liters. And also, like I said in the first point, understanding how much your body can accept is also very important. So you gradually have to work on it, and if you bring about 2.5 to 3 liters, that's still a good number to achieve.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'll move to the second nutrition strategy. Yes. So the second one I again insist on is after 25-30 itself, it's very important that we are increasing our micronutrients, basically the vitamins, minerals, because we are no more growing, or we are no more in that phase of our growth phase. This is more of a preservation phase, which I talk about. So it's very important that we have a lot of vitamins and minerals. This just means that we need to have a lot of fruits and vegetables. So a lot of micronutrients are present there, and so we insist people to have at least about 2 kinds of fruits in a day, and at least about 3 to 4 servings of vegetables every day. And this is at least, and the most important rule here is to have different varieties. So it's not, there are families who eat only bananas every day or papayas every day. So we encourage them to have varieties so that you're getting different nutrients from different fruits. Same with vegetables also. Vegetables play a better role because they're slightly lesser in sugars and much safer in terms of fiber and nutrients. So we recommend at least about 3 to 4 servings of vegetables in the form of regular sabjis or regular palyas or whatever you call it in your language. But you don't have to be very again, no sophistication. You don't have to make it like exotic recipes and stuff. All you need is the vegetables going inside your body. So that is important, and fruits actually. So we do have, again, that's another shocking thing. We have clients who have said they eat fruits once in a month or once in a week, and some excuses are they find fruits expensive. They find it very difficult to chew fruits like pomegranate, or they don't like to cut rich fruits like watermelons. So we tell people these excuses are not acceptable. And I think if you are spending a lot on other things, you might have to allocate a little budget of fruit. So there's no excuses when it comes to fruits and vegetables overall. So the second strategy I would insist is definitely increase your fruit and vegetable and reduce the other, junk intake. Yeah.
Okay. So, Ranjani, one thing I would like to ask you: how should people, understand what sort of fruit should they, consume, or should they buy, and how should they plan their variety? Is there any way that you could help people understand? Because as you were mentioning, most people are actually used to bananas, because there are some of the comfort fruits that every time you go out shopping and you buy them and then you keep them and you almost eat them only. So is there any way to get different variety of fruits, and what way you should approach to it? Like how should you get them?
Yeah, so the first rule is definitely to go seasonal, and this applies even with vegetables and fruits. And you definitely, every fruit comes for a particular reason. If you see, there are oranges now, and that's basically because to boost your immunity for the upcoming season. And then you will see watermelons, the fresh watermelons and mangoes during April and May summer, because again, it helps you to stay protected from the infections. So there are specific reasons why fruits are, for specific seasons. So always always try to opt as much as possible seasonal fruits. And while you're buying, you can always choose one kind of fruit which is at least citrus, like which is like orange or kiwi or mosambi or grapes, which is citrus fruits. And then another kind of fruits which is more sweeter fruits, which we like apples and bananas and papayas and custard apples, which is sweeter, a little high on calorie, but it's absolutely fine. So both these, and then in a day, if you try to segregate, have one fruit which is more calorie dense and one fruit which is more citrus, that should take care of the nutritional requirements.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah. So I think moving on to the third strategy, I think it is about understanding to focus on quality of food rather than quantity of food. So this is again another thing which we talk to people about, because you don't really need to have too much of one food, but try to focus on having a lot of variety and in smaller quantities, but a lot of different nutrients, so that you're able to reap all the benefits of all the kinds of foods, right? So that you have benefits. So for example, if your plate just has roti and sabji, so you're just increasing on your roti quantity and your sabji probably. So the most wiser thing is probably to add some salad, to add a little bit of curd and reduce your roti, so that you have different varieties of food and different nutrients from different sources. So the focus is on quality of food rather than the quantity of food. So this approach also really helps you to get a little more healthier. So this is a deeper strategy, but you can definitely bring in this, and it gives shows a huge improvement. Yeah. Any questions on this?
No, perfect.
So we will move to the fourth strategy, which is again about protein. I think I really want to talk about this because protein is all hyped up everywhere, and I do think it is important to address this. So we all need a lot of protein, and as an Indian population, I think we are usually low on protein intake, more so if you're a vegetarian. So the normal protein requirement for a healthy adult is about 1 gram per kg ideal body weight, which means if your ideal body weight is 60 kgs, then you need to have 60 grams of protein. So it is very difficult for you to actually overdo on protein unless you really put in so much effort. So there are a lot of people who think that too much protein is bad for us, we should not eat. But I would say achieving even 50 grams is not a very easy task on a regular eating habit. So you don't have to worry about going too high on protein. Right. So the second thing in protein is all our hormones, our skin, our immunity, everything for that matter, our body composition, muscles, everything is made of protein. So if we are giving less protein, it is very, very evident that we will start having a lot of health issues. Because your hormonal imbalance will be there. There will be immunity will go down. Hemoglobin levels will drop because your hemoglobin is made of iron and protein. So so protein plays a huge role. So that is the reason we insist on including protein. And this has to be also the third thing which we have to remember here is that we should not just go on a one source of food for protein. Like we have people who eat like 6 eggs a day or just eat protein, just eat paneer every day, and things like that. So that's again not the right approach. We insist that there has to be a lot of variety in terms of including protein, different sources of protein, because every food has different amino acids. So it's okay to include eggs, it's okay to include dals, different kinds of dals, different kinds of pulses, paneer maybe 2 times a week, curd, milk, everything, nuts, seeds. So all of this do have protein, and also whole cereals like millets and wheat. All of this also contains good amount of protein. So bringing in a lot of variety in your intake itself will give you the sufficient protein that you require. So I think protein, when you start taking in, you will see a good difference. You will start becoming more toned. You will feel much more fitter. You will feel much healthier, and you will that's a totally different feeling altogether when you start taking protein.
Yeah.
So I think protein is something we need to really focus on, and that's the fourth strategy that I really insist upon. And it's always important that you don't opt for commercial protein sources unless it is you're an athlete or unless you're into sports, and unless you're being trained and guided by a specific dietitian or a sports expert. But if you're doing a regular workout, I don't think you have a necessity to take supplementation or anything which is from an external source.
Great. I think this breaks a very big myth, because a lot of people who go to gym actually opt for the protein powder. The first thing what they do is to become to get that kind of a body, they actually opt for a protein powder. In fact, all the gym trainers as well mostly just suggest this to the people who go to the gym. And
Correct.
This actually breaks that myth that if you're just doing a regular workout, it is actually not required, and you can actually get the protein from the natural sources by having a variety on it.
Yeah,
Great.
only if you're not doing the food sources, then your trainer may say, because your trainer doesn't know what you're eating. So you need to, tell him what you're eating, and you need to be confident about your protein intake so that he or she doesn't, enforce any kind of any kind of protein powders. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Great.
Yeah. So I think the last strategy is, there are a lot of people who do a lot of difficult things, again, like I said, to lose weight or to become healthy, to become fit. So, but what the most important thing that they forget is the mindset, or probably how you are doing it. So that is what we normally talk about when we talk about, because even if you're eating the most healthiest of foods, and if you're doing the most active workouts, you're not going to see the benefit unless you're feeling good about the nourishment, unless you're feeling happy about it, and you're building that connection with the food. So we insist people to, when you're eating, we tell people, try your best to not have any distractions, focus on your food, be mindful, and chew a lot, feel the nourishment going into your body, because it's it's not just a physical activity. Eating is not a physical activity, it is actually a mental activity too. So today, that's the connection that is broken. A lot of people don't feel satisfied with their meals because they don't even realize they're eating, because they're not even mindful about their eating.
Yeah.
So because of that, they don't even feel satisfied with what food they have eaten. So it is very important that you are, focusing on your meals. You are staying away from distractions. It can be phone calls, it can be television, it can be books, anything for that matter. But being mindful in eating and engaging in the eating activity is very important for your nutrients to be absorbed and utilized by your body. So whatever nutrient you're eating, if you're not focused, it is not going to be absorbed to the best extent. So that's the fifth, nutrition strategy I would really talk about, because the how you eat definitely matters.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. So guys, these are the 5 simple nutrition strategies. I'm sure these are very, very simple even for you, and very effective, as Ranjani has already mentioned about these. And trust me, if you just follow, if not all the 5, 1 or 2, or in combination, you get started with some things, go for some time, and then gradually grow to maybe 3rd and 4th, and all the 5 strategies, if you follow, you would have a much better health. And that will all be on your own. You really don't have to have another expert guiding you for these things, at least. So make sure you use all of these 5 nutrition strategies and continue to improve your health. This was about the 5 strategies which I told you that I'll be sharing with you. So these are the 5 strategies, and now the video will continue with one more very important topic. Ranjani, I have this for you. Please let us know, you have been in the nutrition and the diet industry from a very long time, and you help people with the diet and nutrition. Do you think there are other factors also which have a lot of impact on people's health, which are required for them to improve their health? Apart from nutrition, like beyond nutrition, what do you think comes first in terms of taking care?
Yes, definitely, because nutrition alone is not going to, it will help you, but there are a few other things that you can do to make it much more effective. Right. First, and we also insist a lot about lifestyle modification strategies. So the first thing is about being very regular, or bringing in a proper body clock, as I call it. Because a lot of people today eat healthy, but they are eating it at the wrong timings. They're eating it at very unhealthy. It's all messed up. There is no set pattern that your body is following, and that is also one big reason for a lot of people getting diabetes, because you don't have regularity in your intake. So the first thing which we tell people is to have proper meal timings, proper sleep timings, and proper workout timings. Because when you have this, your body knows better how to cope up with that. But when you probably have breakfast one day and the next day you skip your breakfast, the third day you eat very heavy breakfast, and then the fourth day you just delay your breakfast, this brings a very big, it just disturbs your body, and your body is not able to cope up with it. So bringing in regularity in patterns is also very important. That's the first thing. And sleep plays a huge role. So at least about 7 hours of quality sleep. There was a time people would insist about 8 to 9 hours. Today we are saying 7 hours. Very soon I think it will go to 6 hours, 5 hours. But at least 7 hours of quality sleep is what we would insist, because while we are sleeping there is a lot of repair activities that the body goes through, and then there are certain compounds that the body secretes, which helps you to stay full, and those are compounds which trigger your hunger and triggers your fullness also. So you would have seen, if people have not slept enough, or if they have slept in bits and pieces, there will be huge cravings, and they don't know if they are really hungry or not, but they are ready to eat all the time. That's basically because your body has not secreted those compounds which actually signal you for true hunger and for true fullness. So that is why we tell people it's important you sleep at least for 7 hours, which means your cravings will go down. So there's a lot of connection from sleep and your food habits. So definitely we insist on sleep. Bringing in any kind of activity is also a very, very important factor. So it can be any form of exercise that you enjoy, that people enjoy. So we do not insist on you have to do yoga, or you have to go to a gym or aerobics. What I normally tell people is to bring in any kind of activity that you enjoy. That's the first step. Just do anything for at least about 45 minutes to 1 hour a day, so that you put in some bit of activity and keep your body moving. That improves your metabolism and helps you to utilize your nutrients better. And of course, stress is the last thing that we talk about, because stress is another big factor which is influencing our health. And even if you're doing the best of the diets, best of the workouts, if you are stressed out, then it's not going to work. So stress management is again another area which we insist people to try. Probably meditation or any kind of hobbies, or taking a break, and knowing how to deal with stress is very, very important for all of this to work. So I think these are some of the factors that definitely plays a huge role beyond nutrition to help you to feel much more healthier.
Awesome, and I completely agree with you, Ranjani, here that this is two S. One is sleep and one is stress. No matter how much ever or whatever you are following on your day-to-day life, if these two things are overruling you, then nothing actually else will work for you.
That's right.
That's great. That's great. So guys, here are some more tips, for you from Ranjani. Please start to get good sleep beyond nutrition for you to be able to, take care of your health and improve it on a daily basis. Get good sleep, get yourself involved in some kind of activities that makes you feel good. Do not really be very finicky about this is good or that is good. Whatever makes you feel good and, it is safe for you to do, please go ahead and do that. Make sure you keep yourself away from stress, or even if you have some stress, try and manage it out with meditation, or start to follow your passion or some of the hobbies that you might be having, because that will really help you pull out yourself from that stress situation and you'll start to feel much happier. Awesome.
Right.
So this was about all the questions that I had, to ask Ranjani, and get all the wisdom that she has acquired in all of those years and share it with all of you. Great, Ranjani, thank you so much. I'm sure, after viewing you and after watching this video, a lot of people would like to connect with you. So please let us know how can people connect with you, so that if anybody is interested, they can reach out to you directly. So what's the way to connect with you online?
So I do have my Facebook page, which is under the name of Nutrition Tattva. Mm-hmm. And I'm very active on Instagram, and I think that's another place where people can connect with me. Our website is also www.nutritiontattva.com if anybody wants to connect me through that, or my contact number, which I give it openly for any kind of connection, because it really helps people to connect with you immediately to work on your health. So I think those are handy enough to connect with me, and I'm always there.
Great. So would you like to share your mobile number then?
Yes, it is 8861626767. So I repeat, it's 61626767.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Ranjani. And I'm sure people will connect with you now because of the knowledge that you've shared. This itself has a lot more value for them, but whoever is looking for, going ahead and taking their health to the next level can connect with you. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing such insightful information, about diet and nutrition. I'm sure it has helped a lot of people, and it actually has helped me as well in terms of clearing a lot of different type of doubts that I get actually from people. So Thank you so much again, to take out time and come on the show, sharing all the wisdom that you have. And we will continue to work together as we have always been doing. So thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Naveen. Thanks so much for having me here. It's I think this project is something which is really reaching the masses, and I really think this reaches many more people and adds value to their lives. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Ranjani.
Thank you. Yeah.